And we are live here with episode 15 of the Crystal Crusaders. I am joined by some of the Crystal Crusaders. James is not here for
We
the
have
time
most of them.
being,
Yeah, we
so
are
we've
most
got
of them.
we've got most of them,
The important
and
ones, the useful ones.
the
Yeah, we got the
useful
Crystal
ones.
Crusaders at 99.9% power.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
got we've got we've got the ones that use their abilities on a regular basis. Um, yeah, so I am joined here by, of course, most of my lovely players, and we shall be getting right into things. Starting off first, we shall have a bit of a recap of what happened last time, and delivering it this week in order to earn a point of inspiration is none other than Zach. So, Zach, if you would please tell us what happened last time on Storm King's Thunder.
Last time on Storm Thunder King, we began our adventure after being stranded in the Underdark after some unforeseen setbacks. We didn't know what to expect going into our trek out of the Underdark. We didn't know if it would be easy, if we'd be stuck here for a long time. We just had no idea what to expect. But we started our trek because that was the only way to go. We overcame obstacle after obstacle, facing monsters that we don't want to admit gave us a lot more trouble than it did. But barely a day in, and it wasn't looking good for the Crystal Crusaders. But we left off with them being toyed with by some pixies or fairies, some fey creatures. But luckily, Lucas was able to deceive them with a lie that the queen of the fairies, Titania herself, was waiting for them, and time was of the essence for them to get to her. And that is where we left off.
Did you actually say that, or is that now the continuation?
That was the lie.
Okay, because I heard it was just like I remember you saying or I was reminded of you saying you had the greatest bluff ever, but I was not privy to the details.
I mean, it was just a lie. I didn't know one at the point.
Okay, so it's now that you have this lie. You've
Yeah,
had a week to
that is
think
now
of.
the lie.
Okay.
Titania, queen of the summer court, is waiting for us.
Of course.
It's
Oh,
very
no.
important that we get to her.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you
It had to be an extravagant lie. I rolled in that 20.
You say we zoom back in when we see the Crystal Crusaders are here in this sort of large open cavern, although they can't see it because it's sort of shrouded in like this either spores or fog or mist or something of the likes. And there's basically just like all these like giggling voices kind of surrounding them. The dull glow of various colors of mushroom and fungus clinging to the walls. And so Lucas sort of steps forward after the party has been messed with a little bit. And you say that, and then you hear like a lot of whispering around, like you hear the name like Titania like over and over and over basically, and that goes on for like a bit before you hear like another voice, and you see this creature. Oh look, it's James. You see this creature beginning to sort of appear from within the mist in front of you. There's kind of this like there's almost this like sparkle in the air, as you see appearing before you is a rather tiny looking humanoid creature with like large, almost like moth-like or butterfly-like wings coming out of their back. Their eyes are basically just like pure black orbs in their face, and their skin is sort of like this bluish, kind of like bluish green hue, and they're wearing like similarly kind of like colored clothes that are very like playfully made, a lot of frills, a lot of just sort of like flourishes to it. And she sort of like looks at you a little bit, kind of like maybe at first she's just like, is this for real? Then they say, I said, oh well, if you've got a busy if you've got a meeting with Titania, we can't be keeping you. Says, come on, we'll show you the way.
Oh no. Lucas. Lucas, what have you done? Lucas! Lucas!
Alright, let's go, guys.
No! Okay, guys, we're playing the Feywild now.
I look back over at them and like, see, now we gotta wait. Now they're even gonna show us the way out.
Insight? Question mark?
Yeah, you hear them like whispering, and there's like a lot of listening. Like, I can't believe Titania invited mortals into her realm. I said, but I mean, they must be telling the truth, right? And you can see the pixie that's in front of you is like, oh yes, just this way. The fairy circle's over here.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, this is like, okay, guys, we're playing a Feywild campaign. The book isn't out yet, but let's go.
Alright, guys. Time to double down on the lie. It's like, hold. We can't go to her quite yet.
And she
What?
says, oh, but you said it was urgent. Says, unless, of course, you want to stay and play for a little while. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. She wouldn't mind.
No, we need to
We can't.
fetch her gift first.
Exactly.
I like
Sure.
how me and Mike think exactly the same.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
We were seeking the greatest gift we can find her.
Yeah, so you hear, like, again, like, a gift.
Otherwise, it would not be proper.
I said, of course, a gift. I said, of course they need a gift. Yeah, the pixie sort of, like, looks around, and he's just like, a gift. She says, Titania always was one for such material things. Says, a gift. Said, what sort of gift are you looking for? Yeah, what gift?
We seek to bring to her
The Holy Grail.
the greatest musician we can find.
Said,
Alquil just like, at this point,
Ever,
Alquil
you
is
hear
just,
like
staring
you
at
hear
Lucas
like
in
the
complete
words,
disbelief.
the words like they're like you hear like things like music, musician, and they sort of say like you hear like a bard, yeah, the pixie sort of
alas,
says the pixie
After some unforeseen consequences, we were forced down here into the Underdark.
Yes,
And-
yes, we were separated from the bard that we had found for your queen. Alquil chimes in. And we are now trying to make our way back, find the bard. But we need to find the exit to these caverns. Perhaps you can be of assistance.
Yeah, so I think the pixie just sort of says oh my, what a terrible story. Says I said, music, truly that would have been such a wonderful thing. Says cursed twisting caverns. She says yes, we can show you the way. At least what we know. Not many mortals come through this place no more. He says the dark-skinned elves and the ragged-looking dwarves, they're not ones to play our little games. I said, says, we can show you the way, but don't you think you could stay just a little bit? Come on, it's been so long. So long.
Still made him sad.
How long is a little bit?
I say, oh, not long at all.
Eternity.
They're very vaguely not putting a number on it. They're good.
I'm like, please give us but a moment to
Sort our
Talk amongst
affairs before we go die.
talk amongst ourselves. Give me a moment. And like, I'll guess if everyone like huddle up.
Huddles.
Yeah,
What's
you
going
just
on?
hear like a giggle. It's just like, look at the mortals deliberating on their future. Why can't they just live in the moment?
Okay. What is time for them?
I don't know. These are
Are they thousands of years old, and a little bit of time is a few years, or
Arcana check.
Well, I mean, you know, like, Fey creatures are essentially immortal, and for the most part, they themselves have no, like, they don't
Concept of time.
care, like, they don't care about time, but they are, like, aware of the passage of it, and they know, like, mortal races don't, like, they care more about it than they do. Fae tend to be very much, like, live in the moment, like, who gives a shit about the past or the future, you know, just...
Could be anywhere from a few hours to a few days.
Yeah. Right. They
Or a
don't.
month.
However, they could show us the way if we did indulge them for a little bit.
I turn to one of them and, do you know the way?
Stab him.
Yep.
I blocked
Kill-
Lucas.
Roll initiative, boys. We're killing my
I blocked Lucas a stab.
You want to fight the druid?
Oh, man.
Dead
Anyhow.
memes need to
I
stay
think
dead.
I think at this point you could see more like sparkling as more of these kind of like pixies like reveal themselves, and are kind of like they're like flitting around you, like looking at you curiously.
Okay, so
Probably not giving us like the ability to talk in private at all.
Can I do the
Really?
mosquito thing if some of them get close to me, like try to slap them away? Just
I mean, they're not getting like within like arm's reach of you. They're basically just like hovering around like nearby, kind of like
so it's just
curious what you guys are all huddled around for.
So just, if we did indulge them for a little bit, they could show us the way out.
I'm worried about the little bit part.
True.
That
true.
bit worries me as well.
I also worry about what playing with them means. We saw what they did to Alexei.
What have they done to me?
Oh yeah, they made
turned you
it.
into a bird.
Yes,
You're not a bird anymore, but you were a bird.
Oh yeah. Are we able to kill them?
So you just hear like
like Alquill looks at Alex.
these mortals are taking an awful long time. I thought they
It's
said
like-
they were in a hurry.
It's just like
They thought that this was a long time. Maybe it's not so bad after all.
yes.
All right, our elaborate ploy has paid off, boys. Let's do this.
yes. So either we accept their offer or we try to play them. Lucas, what do you think? Gotta answer now.
You're the one who started this.
Agree to play with them for like an hour's time.
All right.
You know what?
1
Let's be
hour,
generous. 2
No.
hours.
Why two?
I don't know. It's more than one.
Fine.
Okay.
A
But
short
if I get
while.
turned into a hawk again, I'm not going to be pleased.
It was a bird, not a hawk.
It's a bird.
Either way.
A hawk isn't a bird?
Well, it depends. Are we talking
Eh,
about
eh, eh,
Alexei's
eh, eh.
hawk? Because that's technically not a bird.
all hawks are birds, but
No, it's not.
All,
Alexei's hockey is not a bird.
all hawks are
What?
birds.
Yes, he
but
is.
Creature.
Don't listen to him,
Oh.
hockey.
All hawks are
We
birds.
agree to
but
play.
All birds are hawk. It's just like
For an hour and a half.
I like it. Split the difference. So yeah, I think you hear like some like cheers of joy as like all the pixies begin sort of spinning around. Their like pixie dust kind of flying off of their wings, and you see the mist begins to retract back, and yeah, you see like this cavern's actually like now that you can see the full like span of it with all these like different glowing mushrooms surrounding it. It's actually like pretty beautiful compared to the dull, like boring caves that you've been going through so far. You can also see that there are a number of kind of like little like mushroom houses kind of nestled amidst all of the larger kind of like almost like tree-sized mushrooms that are growing up around here. And you can now get like a full scope of this like village. And now like all the pixies reveal themselves, and you can see there's probably about like a few dozen at least. Just sort of all of them like dancing and like cheering as you agree, and then you just hear like oh wonderful, let's begin, and like a number of the pixies start like going up to like each of you and kind of like 5 or 6 of them will come up and like kind of like grab you and start like dragging you over individually, like kind of separate directions, yeah. And basically you spend the next hour and a half just like you know, their idea of playing is like maybe a little bit different than what you anticipated. They're definitely like
Yes.
there's definitely like a lot of, it's less just like, oh, let's play a game, and more like we're just gonna play pranks on you for the next hour and a half.
I showed them that really cool elven doll that grumbles. Maybe
Yeah, I
that
mean
buys
they
me
don't
a few
they don't
minutes apiece.
they don't really seem interested in like the material possessions or whatever. They're more interested in doing things like changing your hair color on you and not letting you know that it's gonna change back eventually. And
I changed their hair color. Prestidigitation. Wait, no. I just have dyeing supplies in my.
Yeah, so they do stuff like that. And yeah, you basically spend an hour and a half indulging in the phase fancies. Could you all make a Constitution saving throw for me? Let's see.
Excuse you?
Let's see
I'll
how
take my
well
level
you're
reduction.
able to put up with the pranks and the tricks.
I now have disadvantage on everything
Why?
because I rolled a 6.
Oof. Morton's going to get like maybe a second level.
But don't
I thought barbarians are proficient. Oh no, wait, they might not be.
He did a Constitution check, not a saving
Yeah, you
throw.
did a check, not a save. So you should add
right.
like +4 or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Lucas is the only one that's kind of worn out at the end of all of this this playing.
What are the
it's def-
odds I'm within X amount of feet of the Alquil?
Very little.
Fair enough.
They very specifically dragged you like far away from each other.
They're like, drag them away from the paladin!
I'm
these
not very
fuckers, they knew.
cooperative when it comes to this, so I'm just gonna sit there in the middle.
Okay, yeah. I think
I'll
like
just
they like try and they're like they're like, okay, I guess we'll just play pranks on you here. Yeah, so you guys spend like an hour and a half doing that, and like true to their word, they don't like take longer than that. And at the end of it, they sort of like let you go and like regroup or whatever. And yeah, they begin to the one in the front sort of begins to lead you through the caverns and says, from what I remember, there's a way up to the surface just over here, just over this way. Follow me, follow me. And she like begins flitting off like way too fast for like, but you know,
All right, let's go.
you can like see the like trail of dust she's like leaving behind as her wings kind of flap.
All right, let's go, 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 go,
All
go.
right. So she takes a very, well, what could be described as circuitous route through the cavern, dodging like in between like mushroom stalks unnecessarily, and just kind of like
the scenic route.
yeah, just never really taking a straight line, you know, like just diverging and
second.
just going and all over the place. And eventually she like leads you out to a large like cave entrance where you can see it like leads into a tunnel that continues further into the earth. And I think you could see that at the entrance to this tunnel there are a couple of what appear to be kind of like these, almost like these mushroom like sculptures to to either side of the wall. They look almost like sort of mushrooms that have been grown purposely to like look like dwarves or something of the like. And they're like holding like little pickaxes against the wall. And she says, this way, this way. This will lead you out. She says, it's been such a pleasure meeting with you. I hope your meeting with Titania goes well, and you find
Inside
that
check.
bard you've been looking for.
Instead, check the.
Hopefully, my
that they're
dear.
leading us the right way.
Go ahead, roll an insight check. I mean, you wouldn't know what the right way was, but it doesn't seem like they're, like, you know, playing another
Learned a
trick
lot.
on you. Yeah, it seems like their tricks are done. And she says, truly you are such beautiful, wonderful mortals. He says, and yeah, I think she flits over to Alexei, and she's like, I guess like bops you on the nose or whatever, and she's like,
Ah,
he said, especially you, little girly, so much. I've never heard a mortal scream so wonderfully.
it wasn't that. I was. Hmm. Lucas.
She just sort of like she like giggles, looking around, and she says, then she just sort of shrugs, and she's like, well, a promise is a promise. Best be on your way. I said, I don't know how long I can keep my sisters from wanting to play a bit more.
So,
All right. I says, thank you, and you and yours take care. Goodbye. And I turn around and start leaving.
Lexi will run up behind you.
Yep, speed walk.
Yep, speed walk. Come on, power walking.
Make sure none of them follow us so they can't steal the ultimate power at the end of the game.
Yeah, so I think as you're going, Alexei, she like grabs on your sleeve as everyone's like walking by.
Who does?
The pixie does. You
Why?
just
We're
feel like
speed
it's a little-
walking.
you can see like
They're
a little
speed flying.
tug. I mean, they could fly faster than. And she says, "Wait,
Alright.
wait."
Ah, guys.
She says, before you go, she says, honestly, like, it's been so long since we've had such a friendly bunch to play with. She says, I wanted to repay you in some way. She says, perhaps an exchange. She says, you were so nice to us. She says, and she like sort of puts up like a little like her little tiny little like pinky finger, and she says, a deal. She says, I said, I am Tia If you ever have need of us, I said, call my name. We will come to your aid.
inside check.
You're not there.
Yeah,
Fuck
this
you,
is
you
only
got a booty call.
Alexei.
Well, I called out guys.
Did we power walk away from her?
Oh, you power walked so fast.
Okay. Bye, Alexei.
God damn it! I called out you guys. You guys suck.
I mean, did we hear her call out to us? Because if I did, I would stop.
I mean,
Same.
probably, but you were walking pretty fast, so you're like pretty far away. But yeah,
Okay.
you'd like turn back.
We don't slide when we try to stop and stuff. It's not a cartoon.
Power walk back.
Probably.
No, it takes time.
I was gonna say it's like now maybe there was some fairy magic like distorting the sounds we couldn't hear, but you know,
Yeah, exactly. Fairy magic.
fairy magic.
In exchange for what?
She just sort of says, you silly girl. I said, for playing with us. You already did. It was so fun. So fun. I just wanted to repay you.
You got a free booticle.
Oh. Well,
And she just sort of like
Sure.
dances around, and she says, wonderful. And you could, like, she dances around you, and the dust is, like, falling in your face, and you're like, yeah, so she, like, flies around and kind of, like, grabs up your like, pinky finger and kind of, like, shakes it. And she says, it's a deal then. Like I said, just call our name.
what's her name again?
Tia
Tia
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, that was it. Thank you.
The law of surprise.
No, not the law.
I don't want your fucking kid.
Uh,
You okay there, For?
You just made a deal with a fey creature. He's not okay.
I scamper back to the rest of them.
Yes.
yeah, as she does so, Alexei comes scampering back to you all, and you notice that her hair is like bright pink.
Ah,
Aye.
you know, those
Oh,
pixies aren't so bad.
I start laughing the moment I see her.
The pixie's
What?
just kind of like waving in the background.
Your hair.
What's wrong with it?
It's pink.
What, really?
Yes.
I take out, like, I don't know, I guess a mirror. Ha! That's pretty cool.
Huh.
Look silly.
You look silly, shut up.
I slap her.
He cuts her half.
Anyway, let's be on our way.
Speed walking into gear 2.
All right,
Bjork,
so
lead the way.
you swiftly Bjork's just like, come on, let's get out of here. I'm sick of these. I'm sick of these damn fae.
Does he
He's
have,
like he's like
a
messing.
bunch of-
He's like picking like little like bits and pieces of like mushroom and like leaves out of his beard, and he's just like, ugh, damn fae.
The pixies weren't that bad. They, that Tia one said that if I ever need help, she'll come help me.
He just said her name.
He did.
You said you just had to say her name.
Yeah, I think Alexei, you hear like a little message in your head that sort of says like, already you've not even gone that far.
False alarm.
It's used now.
It's just that is one of your free wishes.
Exactly.
It says, I appreciate your fervor, my dear sweet little sapling, but perhaps you should wait a bit longer.
God fucking damn it. Yep.
Wait, no. And then Alexei's like, oh wait, no, I can't say the name. That's how I summon her. But that one was quite nice. And said
Which
she'll
one?
help me if I ever need it. No, not nice try, Lucas.
That's
You
just like-
incessant prankster.
So, the Fae are going. You do know Faes are, from what I've learned, they are very wild, have a very different view of the world than we do, and should not be trusted.
From my Arcana roll earlier of 22, do I know that she just swore away her soul?
Probably not like swore away her soul exactly, but
Probably more than it seemed.
yeah.
Yeah, that deal was probably a lot more than it seemed, Alexei.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
A deal with a Fae is never as simple as they make it appear.
For a small person, you are surprisingly dumb sometimes.
It says, right, leaving. Come on.
Yes.
I mean,
Let's
did
go.
we stop walking to talk?
Yeah, so
In the league.
you guys very quickly make your way away from the cave, and you see the glow begins to fade, and you can no longer. You're once again plunged just into the pitch darkness.
Sweet darkness.
Yeah, sweet
Yeah.
darkness. And
That's
you are
dark.
you are
Lights.
traveling again. Alquil, if you want torchlight again, you'll have to strike up another torch.
How many? I have to check how many I have left first. Sure.
All right, so you strike up another torch, and you guys make your way further down through the caverns. And give me one moment here. Okay. So, let me see here. How long does it take? We'll roll a dice. All right, so you are wandering through this maze-like network of caves, tunnels, and caverns for several more hours at this point. This is actually like the longest span of time that you've basically just been moving through caverns. Alquil, after the first hour, of course, your torch like sputters out.
Yes. I'll leave it for now.
Okay, so you just decide to rely on Alexei's small little light rather than torch,
Yes.
and yeah, you guys continue through, kind of sneaking through this dimly lit cavern, and eventually you guys are coming through. There's kind of like a long, like narrow tunnel. You guys are kind of having to like crouch down. The ceiling is quite low here. Everyone except for like Nibby and Briork is like kind of crouching down at this point. And
Oh. Are you striking with torch, Lucas?
No, I was just seeing what I had in mind.
Okay.
And I'll let you know that if you need more, I have some.
I hand a torch to him. I see in the dark anyway, so.
Thank you. So I strike up another torch.
Who here has dark vision other than?
Lucas and Greknar.
Okay.
yeah, though
You can just have all
it should be
10 of
noticed that if you're relying on dark vision to see in the dark, you have disadvantage on all perception checks. So there is still a reason to have like light. But yeah, so you guys are continuing for a while, and then like Briork like stops, and
I
starts
bump into him.
looking. Yeah, you like bump into him, and he starts like looking around, and he's like, "You feel that?"
No, what am I supposed to feel?
Do I feel it?
I feel
I,
it's
can,
good.
can I do a perception?
Yeah, go ahead, make a perception check.
Who?
Everybody, anybody, and anybody.
Is it a disadvantage since I have 1 level of exhaustion?
Yes.
Okay.
Perception?
Yes.
Mhm.
Why do you have exhaustion?
Because the fairies.
The fairies.
They wore you out too much.
Yeah.
Man, pussy.
All right, so Nibby and Greknar are the ones that notice. It's very, very subtle. However, there is a slight vibration rolling through the cavern walls.
I pull
more?
out the axe and I
Guys, something is vibrating in the walls.
just take the axe and I kind of like ready an attack for whatever that, if anything, comes up around.
All right, so yeah, you just see the rest of you all just see like Greknar just suddenly pull out his like axe and like
Yeah.
start looking around.
I have my bow and arrow out, obviously.
I had my
Ah.
spells.
I'll pull out a javelin.
Let's just hurry up.
I'll pull out my hands.
Pull out.
I ready my fists. Oh.
Let's not stop. Let's keep going.
Oh.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, so you guys like pull out your weapons and begin to like continue moving down the cave. Briork's kind of like picking up the pace at this point. And he's like,
So, Briar, what could be making that sound?
and he says,
A rumble.
"Don't know, but the fact that it's a small rumbling doesn't bode well. Let's just keep moving." Yeah, so you guys continue moving on for like another minute or so down this cave. At this point, the rumbling now is so like intense that everybody can feel it. It's just sort of, it's like rocking the whole cavern, like threatening to like throw you off balance. And
Big
you
is
can,
this cavern?
it's like, big enough for you to stand in, basically.
Okay.
And now that you're sort of like a little bit deeper in, you can see that the cavern walls, actually, I think Nibby probably would have noticed this a little bit earlier. The cavern walls almost have these sort of like strange looking sort of grooves to them, all along the sort of like outskirts. Yeah, you hear this, you hear the sound coming from like sort of behind you as the ground like shakes violently, and you hear the sound of like rock tearing apart and being like crushed. And as you all look behind you, you see bursting up like through the tunnel at an odd angle this massive sort of like basically like purple tube that just comes tearing through the tunnel, and it goes from the bottom up at an angle. And then it starts like, you could feel it kind of like moving through the ceiling like above you, and Briork's just like, shit, we gotta get out of here, somebody think of something
Run.
quick.
Somebody, what did he say?
He said, somebody think of something quick.
Run. I have
We literally have nothing. Run!
Yes, just run. I don't have any spells or anything, so just run, run.
We have
Go,
a wizard,
go.
but still, run!
He's just like, so yeah, he starts running. He's like, I said, well, I hope to God we're lucky, because we're not going to outrun this thing. He says, don't you have something you could throw at it, distract it or something?
Boo arrows!
Uh,
Can I shoot my arrow at it?
I mean, it's not like in sight, right? It's like tunneling through the walls around you and occasionally like
Oh.
bursting down, right? So it's just like,
Can I just shoot an arrow down the thing to maybe distract it?
How do you distract one of those things?
he just shouts like, I don't know, how do you distract any beast?
I don't know. I don't know how to distract beasts.
Sacrifice!
Okay.
I push Alex in.
sacrifice some sort of food.
Do I know how to distract beasts, considering I'm an orc, half orc? Grew up in a forest.
Let me check here. Let's see here. Let me check
Would be
your.
like a...
Of the Outlander one.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
I'm a Water Davy noble.
Hmm.
I'm a streaker.
Street rat.
What is your bonus to animal handling?
Animal
Plus two.
handling. Where is it?
Ride
Fucking
the
hell.
worm out, we will.
If
I don't
you're
have
not
animal handling.
if you're not proficient, then it's just what your wisdom score is
It's
modifier.
+1.
I would say like you could maybe like you would know like how to like do stuff around like normal like pack beasts or whatever, but wild beasts are kind of like a different different thing. If somebody wanted to roll animal handling to see if they could they would know something more, you know, involved.
Is it for everyone or just like a single person?
It's gonna be a single person doing it.
I have +5.
Okay,
It's
go
gotta be
for it.
Libby.
Yeah, go for it. I will. Good job.
All right. So with a 20, Nibby, you know that you would actually like sort of know that purple worms they aren't common, but they aren't exactly uncommon up where you're from. There definitely like exist around there. And there's like a lot of like rumors and stuff around them. However, you know with your 20 in animal handling that purple worms, at least when they're burrowing, rely on vibrations and sound to like detect things around them. And if you're able to sort of stay completely quiet and completely still for long enough, they'll eventually go away.
Okay. From what I know, they rely on vibrations, feeling vibrations and sound. So if we shut up for a little while, they might go away.
Also, we are like running breakneck speed down the tunnel, aren't we?
Yeah, everyone stop running.
Yeah.
And stop talking.
As you're saying this, like all of a sudden, like you feel a shake as the ground like in front of you breaks, and this thing comes like bursting up. Just.
I don't know why I got the information too late.
All right. So then Briarshot said, "Then what are we running around for?"
And it's like, stop.
Everyone just like comically like runs into each other as everyone suddenly stops.
The skidding.
Skids. Yeah, and so I guess you guys just sort of stand completely still, like as still as possible, making no noise at Nibby's sort of like information here. And after like a few tense minutes where you can hear the rock around you being like crushed and eaten, and you could see the thing kind of like doubling back on itself, making more like kind of offshoot tunnels along this main cavernous tunnel. A few tense minutes go by, and then eventually the vibrations weaken and weaken and weaken, and then fade completely.
Alright, I don't feel it anymore.
Lacey's just got her hands over her mouth and nose, crying.
think
Is
we're
it
good.
over?
I look maybe.
I hate this fucking place.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, Brayok sort of lets out a sigh of relief, and he's like, huh, I think it's gone. All right, let's get a move on. And yeah, you guys continue on down through the cavern. And I think we'll go ahead and take the first break here.
I'm
We'll
in
be
sunlight,
back
guys.
in like 5
There's not anything cool to steal down
5 to 10
here.
minutes.
It's just darkness.
Just darkness. Just steal the darkness. All right, so
Purple worm.
we will be right back.
That's
I
not
made some
good.
pixie friends.
1.
You're not supposed to say the one. And we're back. Cool.
0.
Four.
So,
5.
so, let us continue. You guys have just escaped from the purple worm, and you are making your way down a series of winding tunnels when you all begin to hear the sound of metal striking rock somewhere in the distance up ahead. Rhythmically, you sort of hear this like cling, 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 coming from up ahead.
Okay, bets now. Duragard, dwarfs, or other nasty things.
I'm gonna say other.
I'm gonna say it's an anvil.
I'm gonna say it's a velociraptor.
Velociraptor. That's the
Not
one.
Velociraptor.
All right.
Well,
We go towards the sound.
yes.
All right.
You continue.
So you guys continue on towards the source of the sound, and eventually, you can see that the tunnel that you're traveling through begins to open up, and as you like exit out from it into a larger cavern, you can see you guys are sort of standing up on some sort of like ledge or overlook, looking down into this just like massive sort of chamber. You can see there are a number of like little walkways and pathways that seem to kind of like lead further down in many different directions. You can actually see like several other cave openings kind of spread around, and you could hear that the sound, the source of this sound is coming from below you. And as you guys like step out over towards like the edge, looking down, you can see that beneath you there are about a dozen or so what look like dwarves, but there's something off about them. Many of them, they seem to be sort of like hunchbacked. There's blisters and boils sort of like covering their face and skin. Their eyes are sort of like malformed in appearance, and you notice that they are all sort of like manacled and chained together as they're just sort of like hitting this wall over and over and over, like carving away at the stone. As far as like you can tell though, like looking around, all you see are these dwarves. There is no sign of anybody else.
Is there an exit?
So I have drawn an amazing map here to
Wonderful.
sort of represent what you're sort of looking out on here. So here's my amazing map.
Oh wow! I can see exactly what this is.
It's a lot of doors.
So this is you guys up here. This is like the ledge. This goes down a very long ways. You can see there's like it curves down and there's like a path down over here. And there's like a dozen like malformed looking dwarves kind of mining away at the cave walls over here.
Ew, they're malformed too.
Something looks off about those dwarves, guys.
Let's put them out of their misery.
No.
Oh, okay.
And so Breork is kind of like leaning over the edge. Let me see. He's like leaning out over the edge, looking down at them. You can see he's definitely like squinting, like trying to see, and he's like, "Those dwarves, could it be?" He says, that their crest looks familiar, but I can't quite make it out from up here.
All right.
And he says,
Just-
but they're. I said, I recognize this. The way they look. And he's sort of like the grip on his like hand axe kind of like tightens, and he says, the scouts that we sent out back home, they came back looking the same way.
Oh fuck! Yeah, you did mention that they were deformed. Deformities. Oh shit.
Is it some sort of plague?
And he sort of shakes his head. As far as we could tell, our Trojans couldn't knock any sort of disease. They were physically fit, healthy enough.
Magic. Yes. I'm going to use the portal power to regain a second level spell slot.
Sure thing. And yeah, so he's like looking around and he's like, there's too many ways out of this cavern. Can't tell which one is the right one.
Grekdar, have another 10 hit points.
Ooh, spicy.
Oh, are you down? Oh yeah, you are.
I've been pounded at every fight there has been since I started.
Mhm.
So
I'm going to spend.
I will kill the torchlight. Yeah.
This is for you, Gregnar.
Right, so Alquil snuffs out the torch.
I'll get rid of my light spell as well.
And this is for you, Alexei. Oh, damn it.
I grab my two blind friends' hands.
Yeah, it's now pitch black. All you have to like guide you is those that can see and like the sound of pickaxe hitting stone.
Grab my friends' hands.
All right, and what would you guys like to do?
What's the plan, guys? Is that what
We need to scout ahead. These dwarves are shackled. That implies there's something here keeping them here. Probably some lookout somewhere.
I can go ahead and have a look. And
You need something with dark vision.
I can transform into something.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't require vision.
Oh,
Let's see.
this is where he outs himself as a vampire.
Yep. Oh no, actually, they have. Yes, dark vision.
Can you turn into things at flying speed? Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, can you? I don't know.
No, not yet. Not flying.
Not yet. That's 8th level, I think.
Level 8, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to add the XP we got for amusing you last. How much was that?
Guess you don't get any.
What was it? It was like 100 something.
What do you guys have? I have the same XP as you
Yeah,
guys.
18. What was it? 18,022.
Is that with the? No, you didn't add either.
I don't think anybody did.
No.
Extra...
I'm at 18,127.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. 1, 2.
Was I the only one that added it?
Yeah,
Probably.
I did too.
No,
I
I
did
can.
it a few days
I can.
after, but-
I can make myself into a spider and climb everywhere and see everything.
How stealthy are you as a spider?
+7.
Oh, okay.
It's a fucking spider.
It looks like he's a tiny.
Well,
thought
this
you
one
meant
is kind of a giant
spider,
spider. I don't know the stats for a tiny spider.
I mean,
I have +7
for
and advantage.
honestly, for like a tiny spider, unless someone's like looking for it, you're probably not gonna get fucking seen.
I'll do a tiny spider then, or a small spider.
You're just gonna move a lot slower.
Yeah, that's fine. So you turn yourself into a tiny little itsy bitsy spider.
Yeah, the one so tiny that it kind of blows away with the wind.
Yeah, of course. And a draft blows through the cave, and all of a sudden you go flying off. To
follow
God
the
knows
draft.
where.
Shit.
Where's the draft come from? Let's go there.
This was my sacrifice.
All right, so you begin to. Where do you want to like? Do you want to basically descend down and see what these dwarves are up to, or what is your plan as a spider here?
I mean, we can see that they're working on something, right?
Yeah, they seem to be just sort of like almost like mindlessly just like picking away at the stone in the wall.
I'll actually go close and see if I can see any material that they are digging for.
Yeah, so you get you sort of descend down a little bit closer. It takes a little bit of time because you're small, but you get down there, and you can now hear like they're all like muttering to themselves as they're just picking at the wall. As far as you can tell, it doesn't look like there's anything they're actively digging at, but you can hear them muttering like mining, mine, deeper, deeper, must mine.
Sounds like they dug too deep.
Alright, I want to go this way and see if there's an exit somewhere.
There's exits all over the place.
Okay, can I see where this one leads? Do I see
Well,
anything
that goes around. Like this cavern's much larger than I actually drew here. That like goes around basically like the whole like top of the cavern, and there's maybe like 3 or 4 different like ways out from like up top.
Don't really know what I'm looking for. What's down here?
Basically just like more like open cavern floor. You can see that there are tunnels here that look as though they were just sort of like maybe like tunnels that were dug to see if there was any ore in the wall, and then like you go down and they just like kind of stop eventually after a certain point. Just like little like feeler tunnels every so often that look as though they've already been kind of dug out.
Can I make like a survival check or something to check for if any of the tunnels have more foot traffic than the others?
I would say you don't even have to like roll. Like they all have like a pretty similar amount of traffic, and like I said, they all just basically like end. They don't go anywhere.
Okay, guess I'll go back then. I'll say in Alco's head. I don't know. The miners were just muttering about mining and just repeating the word mining and other nonsense. And I can't really find an exit tunnel down there. They all seem to just have been dug a bit further into the mountain to look for ore or whatever that is they're looking for. And I did that. I climbed up and I'm like almost in your ear. And then I climb in your ear and I morph back to myself. Or?
All right.
All right.
Oh,
yours
he
did.
fucked off.
Rolled
Sorry,
out
I'm
really well.
eating.
Okay.
Yep. Must be dead. He killed him.
Well, you're the one who heard that, so. I bite him.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I was in the middle of eating.
The dwarves are saying mining over and over again and muttering shit, and the other tunnels lead to nowhere. It seems to have just dug into the mountain to see if they can find more of whatever it is they're mining here.
Then where's the exit? Where did they
I
come
couldn't
from?
find one.
You couldn't find. You went on the top and like lower level, and you couldn't find one. There was a path that like goes further down that you could see. But that led into an even bigger fucking cavern. If you wanted to explore that, you would have been gone for like hours.
That's me.
I see. I relayed the information to the others.
Yeah, it seems as though you stumbled onto a rather like expansive like network of caves that all kind of meet up in this one large area. Ray just sort of like looks around and says, I said, we're not gonna figure anything out just standing around here. Maybe we should see if we can get something out of those dwarves.
I unmorph myself.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
it didn't quite seem like there was sound of mind. But I suppose we can try.
All right. Well, we didn't see anything else. You didn't see anything else that looked to be overlooking these dwarves.
I I didn't check.
From what you could see, like you didn't see any sign of a creature like in the room looking over them at all.
Not that I could tell now.
Okay. Let's try then. Lead the way, those who can see in the dark.
Grab my friend's hands and follow Broyork.
All right. So I assume, yeah, Briar like leads you down and around, and to the base where all the dwarves are. And yeah, I guess he sort of like, when he gets there, he goes like, "Hey, you!" And he like shouts in like Dwarven, so anyone who like understands Dwarven would hear that.
That is me.
And I think the dwarves like some of them like begin like to stop for a moment, and other ones just like keep doing what they were doing, and but they don't turn to like face you or whatever. Like some of them just like kind of like stop. Now that you're all close, you can all hear them sort of like muttering like, "We must keep mining. We must find the gold, the gems, bring them back to create
Sure.
the greatest mine."
What kind of check would it be to see, like, what kind of is it Arcana or nature or something, that to see why they're like this? If there's some magic affecting their minds.
Probably like a you would have to like examine them and do like a medicine check or something like that to see if you could figure it out.
I'll walk up to one and start poking in it and checking it out. Make a medicine checker.
Yeah, so you do that, like you start like walking up and like poking at it, and he kind of just like starts like one hand like starts like kind of like shoving you back, like what's it's like he's not like letting you just like examine him.
Seem to have
Just go away. We must keep mining.
Can you, Alquil, can you try to hold him a little bit? I want to check if I can see what ails him.
At this point, Briok sort of like looks around. It's like, I knew it, Clan Battlehammer.
Clan what?
Battlehammer?
He like nods. Clan Battlehammer. They're. He says, then that means. He sort of says, he says, what, you've never heard of Brunor Battlehammer?
I probably have, considering he was in the Dales
Yeah.
at some point. I says like, yes, I have. I says, but weren't they supposed to be in Gauntlegrim or something now?
And he says, yes, most of them left for Gauntlegrim.
Most of them.
And he says, well, from what I understand, there's still a few that live up in the Dales. Their family mine.
Yes, that is true. I think we met them. Wasn't the leader like a Battlehammer? The leader of the Dales. Pretty sure. It's like, yes, that is true. I believe they still are in control there. Though a lot of the dwarves from the Dales disappeared 9 years back, taken by the undead lich we saw earlier.
And he says, that's so. Shame. He says, but if Clan Battlehammer dwarves are here, either we found ourselves very, very far north, or Gauntlegrim's somewhere nearby. I said, but they don't really look in any state to give us directions.
No, they do not. Says. And I was just like, I'll walk over to where I hear Nibby from, and try to hold one of the dwarves so you can examine them.
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you like walk up and like grab the dwarf, and he's like struggling and like fighting. You can see he's like kind of like flailing the pickaxe in his arms as you do so, but you like hold him down so like maybe you can start taking like a good look at him. And like yeah, you can see like they're like pretty like they've got a lot of like physical like deformities. Like their eyes are like different sizes, their lips are like bent open almost in some ways. Like they seem to be different between each of the dwarves, but they're all just like hideously malformed. by something. And maybe, yeah, if you want to make a medicine check, you can see if maybe you can.
Ah, damn it.
While
Right,
they're up there doing that,
so-
can I try to make an Arcana check on them?
I don't think this is Arcana. I don't think this
Okay.
is
Nothing magical.
Yeah. So yeah, you're like looking over them, and as far as you get, like, there doesn't seem to be anything like medically wrong with them as far as you can like tell. Like they're not suffering like any sort of obvious like symptoms of disease. There's no like festering injuries or wounds. They all just seem to be just like deformed.
How strange.
Yeah, I have no idea what's...
It's quite obvious though that from what you can see, they're definitely showing signs of physical exhaustion, and they're definitely like their minds are addled, like they've been sort of subjected to something, and it's kind of in some ways like broken them.
And it's no effect that any one of us would recognize or have any knowledge of.
Briork like recognizes it, but he doesn't know. Like his people don't know anything about what caused it either.
Okay.
But he said this is the same thing that happened to the dwarves back in Iron Master.
Those are the dwarves. I'll let this one go.
There, yeah, you let him go, and he picks up his pickaxe and starts going, mine, find the gold, find the gems, make the crown,
gold?
make the crown.
Crown. Just like
I don't
crown.
think
What
that
crown?
can answer you.
Like, so, and then like I walk over to Briork. It's like these scouts, they were deformed back in Iron Master. That was the word. In Iron Master. Do you know what they encountered? What lived in the territories that were that way?
He said, not really. At least whatever they fought there wasn't what we normally would see. Drow, Duergar, those sorts of things. Those are a known quantity. I said, whatever the hell did this, it was something that was new.
No. See. They're muttering something about the crown. Anyone have any idea what that could be?
I know very little about the
I said,
dwarves.
it's something a king puts on their head.
I go like, maybe you said something about some dwarf. I don't know who it is.
Bruno or Battlehammer.
Yes, maybe he wants a crown for something.
And he just sort of says, Bruno would never do this. Never do something like this.
Yes, I doubt very much that this would be the work of the leader of the Battlehammers. This. I look over at the chains. Because they're chained together. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they've got like kind of like loose chains, like a chain gang almost, kind of like holding them together. Like they have like slack, they can like move away from each other, but
Is there any like way to move gold or gems if they find it here?
as far as you can tell, no. It's just the dwarves.
Yeah, but there's no like
Carts.
they don't.
There's
put
no
it somewhere.
mine cart, there's no bags, there's no boxes, there's no barrels, there's no nothing. Just dwarves mining at the wall.
Are they like they're chained together? I'm assuming there's a lock on it.
Yeah, so like they've each got manacles like that are like bound in these chains. So it's like a one long chain that occasionally has manacles in it. That's like
Can I try to let one free?
I mean, yeah, you could try to pick the lock.
All right. What is it? Dexterity +2 +6 at disadvantage /R D20. What is it? What is it for dropping the lowest?
You can either do drop highest or keep lowest.
DH, okay.
Yeah.
D20. I forgot. I completely forgot how to do it.
2d20.
2d20
Can-
DH plus 6.
Yes.
Okay, that's
/R.
Yeah,
Oh.
you gotta roll.
And DH1. You should also, or DH, I guess, works by itself. I'm not sure.
I have no idea what's happening.
16.
16.
15.
15. Yeah, I will say like these are they're not like impressive locks or anything like this on the manacles. So you manage to like sort of like get in there. The dwarf like fights you off for like a bit, but you sort of like, you know, kind of sneak around and like get a
ain't
moment
hindering
to get in there and kind of like quickly pick open the lock. And yeah, the manacles like open. They're still like attached to the chain, so like the bottom kind of just like opens. And they fall off his arms. And you like wait for a moment, and he just keeps sort of like hitting at the wall with the pickaxe, still just like mumbling under his breath. Doesn't really seem to doesn't change his demeanor as after you've like freed them. At this
I want
point,
to keep an
can
eye
you
out.
all make a perception check for me?
Oh, I was just about to say I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Though.
It would be a disadvantage since we're still in darkness.
Yes,
Oh,
those of you relying on dark vision to see have disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh
still
yeah,
16.
I don't have a dark vision, so but it would
Yeah.
be. It would be 18 rather than 17.
I rolled double 16.
Okay.
I roll a 20.
15, 20. Okay, cool. So basically everybody except Lucas.
Woo!
And
He's
Alexei, who just didn't roll. You
Probably,
all
AFK?
yeah, maybe. But you all hear the sound of like large footfalls coming from that path that like leads down below, that kind of twisting thing that leads deeper down into the cavern.
This one?
No, like this it's coming from like here, but this is a
This one.
pathway that actually kind of just it circles around. It goes like down and
Yeah.
like starts circling around.
Can I move up here, basically? Like,
Yeah, are you trying to stay hidden at all when you do that?
yeah, like I'm like.
Do we have time to hide?
I mean, it doesn't seem like they're like on you right now. Like if you
No.
like you can
I'm
hear that
trying
you
to
can
think.
hear footsteps like approaching you.
All right. Can I like grab my 2 blind friends and just take them like to the nearest cover? I'm assuming there's some rock outcroppings that I could hide in.
Does somebody
me
let
to
does
cover.
somebody let Lucas know that there's because Lucas didn't hear it.
Oh yeah, I'm just like
Oh,
fair enough.
there's somebody coming from down there.
Grab my friends, hi.
Okay. Yeah, so if you want to try to like sneak up to the edge, Gragnar, and like look down, you can go ahead and make a stealth check.
All right, let's go hide. Hide. Where can you hide?
I'm assuming there are rock outcroppings, Brad.
Yeah, I mean you could probably like hide behind some of like the piles of rubble that the dwarves have like dragged out of the caves.
Alright. Can I make a check for my friends? The blind ones, since everyone else seemed to have made theirs.
How you doing there, Gregnar?
Are you trying to like hide? Do you want to make a stealth check?
Yeah, I want to see if I can like hide, like do the group stealth check kind of thing. Except for Greknar, since he rolled his already.
I'll help him so he doesn't get disadvantage.
Well, I mean,
Perfect.
I already have advantage.
Okay.
But, which evens out because I have boots of Elvenkind.
Yeah. He's trying to
Right.
help us find this place to hide.
So yeah, you guys start trying to hide. That's fine.
Alright.
But however, Greknar, you come walking up to the edge, and as you do, your foot like hits a rock, and it like tumbles down down below, sort of plinking off of the different the paths that sort of lead down, echoing loudly throughout the chamber, and you just hear like a voice going like, "What was that?" And as you look down, you can see there is in the darkness, so you can't really like make it out very well because you're relying on dark vision. There is a large, like a massive lumbering creature, and he is joined by several like smaller creatures, and
Can I just hit the deck the moment I see it like drop down and catch myself with arm and light?
Sure, but they basically like because you failed the stealth check, like they notice you, and like point and shout like there's somebody there watching, and they are going to enter into attack mode. So
It's all Graknar, guys.
it is initiative time.
Oh god, it's one of those giants. Wow.
Nice.
Wow!
Alquill, roll another D20.
Oh, another.
The fuck?
Oof.
Okay.
Saved.
Wow.
Hmm.
I can't remember what those giants are called. They're F.
Where are we
Florian.
hiding? Can you like move us to
Florian?
where
Yes.
Lucas took us?
I don't know where an outcropping is, so let's just assume it's.
No, but I mean I'm
over
asking
here.
Brad because Brad would know.
It's just sort of like in the middle. Like there's a pile of rocks sort of in the middle.
Awesome.
Okay, so we are behind the pilot. Can you just draw a line or something to show a little bit of rock?
Yeah,
I mean,
Brad,
it's not.
show a little bit
It's
of rock.
it's enough rock to like hide behind, but it's not enough rock to actually like give you cover or anything like that. You guys are pressed down on the ground.
barricade. Okay, we're in the box now.
We're
He's
safe.
in a trench.
Ragnar, be the sacrifice.
Classic roll 20.
But yeah, I like whispered to my friends who are blind. Is like, they saw Graknar, guys.
What did he do?
Is there any light involved in anything right now? Nobody, the ones coming here don't have light. The dwarves don't have light to see.
Nobody has light. Yeah, no. There's no light involved.
I can't see anything, Lucas.
Are we gonna fight?
I don't
Uh,
know.
We can't just leave Draknar.
I agree. I says, cast light on my shield, Elven Fort.
All right, we
You
have
can't
our
do that. That's not your
pregame-
turn.
We have a pregame battle plan, Brad.
Okay, Thor, it's literally the other way around. Everyone else run into battle. You turn around. Oh, where did they go? Oh, and then cast shield, light on your shield, and go.
So like, can you describe these guys walking up? Like, obviously, like the Florian giant, I understand, but like, what are these other things?
Yeah, so looking over them, obviously this giant you recognize is sort of like the same sorts. But these other guys, they look like dwarves with like dark skin, like white hair, and some of them are wearing this kind of spiked kind of like leather looking armor and wielding these like serrated almost looks like knives or something covered in just like old blood stains, and the other there is one other one with them that's kind of more in leathery armor, and it has like a shaved head sort of, and doesn't appear to be carrying any like weapons on them.
By the way, I didn't end up in the turn order. For some reason.
Goddamn.
So you should be at 17,
Yes, I should.
of course.
I don't know how to erase that. The purple stuff that I drew.
Why did that do? That's weird. Okay. Wait, and then I gotta do this guy. He's got a 0. D20. Yeah, but I think you would probably like recognize him as Dwergar. All right, cool. Or not.
Are we going on decimals or are we rolling off against who goes first, Brad?
So in the event of a tie between monsters and players, it's DM decides who goes first. And
You go first.
in this case, I'm going to decide to go first.
Well, sorry, Martin. Brad won't let me save you.
So, let's see here. Do we have everybody? We have the Dwergar Stone Guards. We've got Nibby. We've got the Soulblade. Graknar, Fulmane, Alexei, Lucas, Alquil. Yep, so that's everybody. Okay, so. Yeah, they notice Graknar. And point in his direction. And you can see that the Stone Guards here. What they are going to do, first things first, is they kind of grab their knives, and you can see they have shields out, and they are going to suddenly grow in size.
He's gonna force you to use it, Brad. I mean, Thor.
Hmm?
He's gonna force you to use the potion.
Hmm.
I don't think he's listening.
So they
I didn't answer.
they suddenly grow in size. The ones at the back too.
Is this like I just have to wait and see how this rates on the epicness encounter scale?
Of course, yeah.
The epicness scale.
And then they are going to move towards you, Graknar. Doing so, they have their shields sort of like held up, knives at the side, and they're sort of like walking almost in formation. It looks like.
A phalanx.
But they kind of approach up. But that's basically like as far as they get. These ones in the back kind of like move up as well. They spin. They can only get up to like here-ish. Okay. Then Nibby, you're up.
I'm up. Okay. Do I see anything? Is it pitch black? Do I see outlines?
It's pitch black, unless.
Did I see any of this tunnel when I was a spider?
I mean, yeah, but like you.
Can I roll some kind of die to remember whereabouts the exit to this tunnel was? Because I can hear the direction they're coming from.
Yeah, you can like hear the direction they're coming from.
Can I like recall? Can I make like a percentage die or something to see if I can target the tunnel?
Roll an intelligence. It would be intelligence to like recall information.
Frick. What do I have in intelligence? Ooh, that's not bad. Oh, that's the same throw.
Okay.
Check.
So it would be 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you like sort of vaguely remember spatially where the like descent down would be.
All right, then I will cast. Let's see, range 120, a 20-foot cube. This, and since I don't know that these two have walked up, I'm just doing it basically. Yeah, at the start of the tunnel.
Okay. All right. So this spell does say that you have to actually see the point. It's not something like you can just blind target.
Just wondering, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll hold.
Yeah, I mean
something
you could like hold that spell until like somebody sheds light or something, so you can see.
Who is eating like a douche?
It's morning.
Only air.
Yeah. So do you want to like hold your action to cast a spell when you can see?
How do you rule that? Do I have to cast it when? Because if they all move out and I see and.
So the thing is, if you ready your action to cast a spell, you are casting the spell and holding concentration on it, and then.
But I don't have to do it at that center. I can do it where they are. Where I see them.
Yeah, I mean, you can basically target it wherever you want. If you're just saying, I hold it until I can see, and then you can target it from there.
All right, I'll do that then.
Okay, yeah. So you do
and
that.
And I'll let go of his hand and like take a few steps back, then like there.
All right. So this guy here, he's pretty far back here. You can see he is going to. He sort of like mutters something, to himself, and then.
Oh wait, sorry. Question: Did it seem like they had noticed the rest of us?
You
Let
don't
me
know. You don't see it.
here.
Okay.
It
fuck
sounds
you.
like they noticed the rest of us.
Yeah. Does my hunch tell me they've noticed the rest of us? Just had to say something, didn't you?
I think you probably get the feeling like they're of the mind that the guy they're chasing is probably not alone, but they haven't like specifically like seen you yet.
Oh, okay.
But they wouldn't be surprised by your presence. Like they're expecting more people than just like one dude.
Also, we don't get surprised, right?
No. All right. So this guy, he is going to mutter something under his breath, as he does the thing, and then he is
Is that
going
how
to.
that works? You can just quietly do spells.
I mean, he's far enough away that you can hear him anyways. So. Plus, he's not actually casting a spell. He's using a innate ability. Anyways, yeah, he does that. And he's gonna. That's that. Okay. He is going to. Do. That's it. Is that an action or a bonus action? Why is it not listed on here? This sucks. It is an action. Okay, cool. So he does that, and then Greknar, you can see he begins to step up towards the ledge here. And then just like leaps up towards you. But he's like mid-air at this point. But he's like leaping towards you.
His turn ended mid-air.
And yeah, so he's clearly like he's jumping farther than his movement in one turn allows him. So he basically like stops like mid-air at this point. And as he does, you can see his arms are arced back, and two blades of psychic energy sort of emit from his hands as he like leaps towards you. But he's currently like in the air. Greknar.
Okay, how far down is it?
To where they are, to the next like ledge, probably about 30 feet.
Because she's standing on the ledge, or he's standing on the ledge, right? He's standing right next to the edge.
Yeah, but it's not like a solid cliff drop. Basically, like there's a hole in the ground, and then there's like a thing that descends down and kind of spirals around. So there's not actually like a cliff you can push them off.
Oh man. There goes my hope. Fair enough. You know, do what any sensible
Barbarian
does.
Of course.
Yes.
Block the way.
I will run up here and just stay on the side and run up on this side. And two weapon master.
Okay.
What?
I think that guy would get an attack of opportunity as you run past.
Oh my god, he has reach.
I ran up here. Said I ran around here.
Yeah,
and
you
I
were
stayed
like
within this one.
You were like here. You ran around here. This guy would get an attack against you.
How okay, I was standing
So
here, man.
this map isn't 100% to scale. They were 10 feet away from you.
I would try to stay away from him when I ran around.
Okay,
'cause
I mean,
50 feet movement.
you were
Yeah, but he
in,
was
you were in his
within 10
reach.
feet already,
You were
in
in
his
his
reach.
reach to begin with, so you will provoke like an attack from him.
Okay, can I? Since I didn't know that, can I run straight at him?
Yeah, I mean you can basically like run straight
Yeah,
ahead
then
like
I
that.
just-
Yeah.
Bash straight into him. Okay, then rage, two weapon master. But reckless attack? No, not right now. That's a miss.
That will miss. Yes. The second attack. That is going to hit. Which one are you? Are you attacking the bottom one?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going straight at this one.
All right. That hits. 28. Oh, ouch. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Then it is this fella's turn. He moves up here with his movement. Looks around, basically sees you, Graknar. And then, yeah, you see his eye begin to sort of like glow slightly. And I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Barbarians are good at that, right?
Normal.
I believe in you.
Christmas saving throw.
All right. So you succeed. So you take half. So you take 14 points of psychic damage. All right, Alexei.
Hello. Do you still need light on your shield, my dude?
Yes. Yes, I did.
And just so you guys know, you're about 20 feet away from them, where you are.
How I'm a little bit 10 more or 5
Yeah,
more?
you're 30 feet away.
But would Alquill
Huh?
verbally state that he wants light on his shield?
Yes.
Well, he did already.
Right, okay, thank you. Just checking. Boop. Alright.
Light.
That triggers Nibby's action.
That depends how far the light reaches.
So the light
40
is
feet.
20 feet and then another 20 feet, so it reaches 40 feet. So yeah, you can kind of see the cluster of them now,
All right.
where they are.
Can I hit? How many of them can I hit within 20 feet?
Let me go double check here. It's a 20-foot cube?
A cube, yes, centered on the point.
Should I go back to bed after
Let
this,
me
guys? or
consult
should I
my
just stay up?
handy dandy
It's up to you.
table of...
What is better for your sleep schedule?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm off today.
Where is it?
Because I'm never tired at the end of D&D. I'm just like, there's nothing else to do.
Well, an hour after D&D, like, it's most of my start. Today, it's just gonna be Trash Poison, you know,
Trash Boys End session.
yeah, the Sanctum attack. So, you know, if you want to just sit in and listen in,
I could.
there's that. Otherwise, I don't know what you would do.
Nap.
Yeah, naps are good.
Where the hell is it? I'll say you can hit you can get 4 of them.
The furthest one is beyond.
Yeah, I'll say the furthest one's beyond.
All right. Do you want to use the first roll or should I reroll?
We can use the first roll. What was it?
17 damage. Dex
17?
save for 16.
Okay, dex save. So, the stone guards, they are going to make their saving throws. They have advantage due to their phalanx formation. Of course, roll 20, classic. Dex save. So we'll go from top and then like clockwise, basically. So the first one succeeds.
Oh, wow.
The second one succeeds. The third one fails. So that's the Dwargar. So what is it? Half on a success?
Half, yeah.
Okay, so they take 8. This guy takes 17. Right, and then the giant. He fails, so he takes 17.
And that 20-foot cube is difficult terrain.
Okay.
And I imagine it rumbles a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
you cause
literally upturn the earth.
a cave in.
Yep, we all die.
You all die.
Sorry, guys.
GG.
You
I mean-
campaign.
If you cast the earthquake spell, maybe.
Yeah.
This is just a mini quake.
It's just a tiny quake.
Yeah, this is just Quake 1.
All right, so that was his ready to action and all that kind of stuff. Lucas.
Do I get advantage for being hidden?
Go ahead and roll that stealth. Let's just see how well hidden you were.
I already rolled it.
Oh, what'd you do? What'd you roll?
24.
I rolled like a 24.
Yeah, I'll say like you yourself are actually like hidden enough that
All right. Do I get it on both attacks or just the first one?
just one. It's only ever one
Okay.
because you reveal
Brad.
yourself the second you make an attack.
First
Martin has
attack.
Martin has just informed me it takes 8 people to form a phalanx.
Yeah, that's great and all, except this is D&D and they have literally
Well, there are 4 of them and they are giant, so
there's
They're not.
they count as 2
literally
people.
they have an
and they're
ability.
two and two. Yeah, I'm just
All
saying.
right. I'm going to.
I'm just saying that that's just the rules of the actual unit rather than the.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
This is the game. Just don't. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Don't bring it up.
Sorry, I won't joke again. I apologize.
I mean, I get it. I get it, but this is combat, so we're trying to get through this. All right, Lucas.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna shoot the guy. The one that Morton attacked, that Greknar attacked first. Before I shoot, can I just use my bonus action to hex him as well?
You will reveal yourself. You won't have
With the
advantage.
hex?
Yeah, so you're casting a spell that reveals you to them.
No, fine. I'll shoot first, I guess.
Yep. So you shoot first. That
Bonus
will
action hex.
hit. Okay, and then you hex.
And then the rest are at disadvantage now. Oh my god, sheet, please. 23 again,
Wow.
so 16.
Okay. That
So that was a total of
is enough.
28.
All right, so that finishes off that guy.
And since it's a humanoid, I get a specter out of that.
You have to. Is that an action or something? A bonus action?
No, it's just when I kill things.
Just happens. Yep. Okay. Sorry. So it's level. You say humanoid. Okay. Cool.
What are these Mohawk motherfuckers?
Durgar.
The Durgar.
Oh, I didn't know Drogar had Mohawks.
What does it summon at? Is it
You know,
summon
hair,
where-
hair can be changed, right, James?
Summons where the creature was. Because it rises from the corpse, so it's where the creature was.
Alright. And then.
Yeah, and you notice like as soon as you kill it, it also shrinks back down.
Yeah, I figured.
So now you have this like little dwarf specter.
So this isn't accurate, the map?
No, it's not 100% accurate. You are 20 feet away.
Well, I just want to know, like, how far is it back to, like, towards the ramp that goes up?
That would be about 40 feet to the base of the ramp.
Alright, I get close to it,
Okay.
which I guess is somewhere around there.
Yep. All right.
And then my shade's turn, because it acts on my turn. It's gonna give the bad touch to the guy next to it. For 18 necrotic.
Okay.
That was a really... Dude, that was triple sixes.
All right. Alco.
Yes. Right. So I am going to run up here and
Okay, 20
go
feet.
to town.
Don't go to town. We need you here.
9 slashing damage.
Okay, that hits. Second attack misses. That all?
Yes, that is all.
Okay. These guys, these two are gonna move through. It's difficult terrain, so this guy can't actually get to you. So he is going to pull out his javelin. This guy's gonna go up here, like so. All right. So the first guy is going ahead and make 2 attacks. Let's start with the top guy. He's going to make 2 attacks at Graknar, because you are the not wearing armor. I don't think this is probably not going to roll the correct damage. But oh well. Do those both hit you? Greknar? I believe they do.
Yes. Yes, they
So you'll take that damage, the one listed, but it also does an extra, because he's enlarged, it also does an extra d6 on each of those. So another... So the first attack is 11. You're raging, so that's 5.
Yes.
And then the second attack is 14, so that's 7.
So, okay. So you roll the actual full damage there.
Yeah. I just added to what was there.
Okay. So, right. Now I get it. 5 and 7.
Yep. Then this one is going to throw... this one is going to attack the Spectre, seeing as that's the only target it could get to. It's advantage because it's standing next to its friend. So that hits. And then extra. So the first one is 13. The Spectre takes 6.
So my Spectre takes 6?
7, yeah. 6 and then 7, yeah. I already did it. Yep. Okay, and then the javelins, or one javelin at the Spectre. It's the only thing I can really see. This one is not at advantage because he is not standing next to an ally.
Where are you rolling these? I don't see them. Oh, there's that
I'm
one.
rolling them out in the open. So then it also does an extra 5. So that's another 7 damage to the Spectre. All right. And then he is going to move up here, like so. Okay, Nibby.
Is Durgar a humanoid?
It is.
Yes.
Yes, they are. They are dwarves.
On the one that just moved, the one in the back, I'll do that.
Old person. All right. Wisdom saving throw. Dwergar has advantage on poison. Oh, interesting. They have advantage on spell saves. It's just a really weird way to interesting. Weird advantage. Fails.
They have advantage on spell saves. Fuck
Yeah.
hell.
They're dwarves. They're like more dwarf. They're more dwarfy dwarves.
Yeah. Does that include things like dex saves?
See, it's weird though, because it says poison spells illusions, which are by default spells, and also to resist being charmed, which is probably a spell, or paralyzed, which is probably a spell. So why didn't they just say spells?
Yeah,
But not dex. But not dex saves then.
Paralyze is also poison. So I mean,
Anyways.
wildest
Yeah.
charm and paralyzed.
So this
Yeah.
one is held in place.
Yeah, and I moved a little bit.
All right. So this guy finishes his leaping motion. landing
Oh,
up
he-
on the
well, it was
up
in
on the
air.
ledge.
Sleeping in for slow mo.
And he is going to make an attack against Greknar with his soul knife, soul blade.
Protection. The first one.
Okay, so that cancels out his advantage. So that misses. Okay. And then he just becomes a ninja. Disappears.
Oh no.
Greknar.
I'm within attack range with this guy, aren't I?
No, because he's on the other side, so you're only
Okay.
engaged with the one guy.
Then I'm moving up here, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna reckless attack this guy twice. Reckless 2-weapon master. Fucking hell.
Alright, so the first one misses. Second one does hit, and that is enough to down this one.
Fucking hell, -5. That's brutal.
Then
Yeah, it's-
I'm moving down here, and I'm slamming him once as well.
I mean, it's like basically a sharpshooter but for melee, James.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait.
right.
So
Great
you're doing
Weapon
a frenzied rage then?
No, the Great Weapon Master gives
Alright.
me another attack if I
Yep.
kill someone.
I remember now.
It's like cleave. It's like the closest we got to cleave in this game.
Yes, I missed that though. It was so great.
What, where you kill like 15 things in one turn?
Shh. Yes.
Okay,
Great cleave.
that hits him. Then it's this guy.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh, God, I hate these things. They're so gross.
Yeah, so he sort of like looks around and he says,
You hurt him,
what?
that hurts his
I said,
feelings.
what? I said, what are these things crawling around out here? And he says, I'll have to take you back. And he is going to, he pulls out his like great club. He is going to swing it at
Please hit.
Greknar.
Thank you. I hate when
Uh,
they do psychic stuff.
Wait, what?
I hate when they do psychic stuff. I hate that too.
so you take 13 points of damage.
Oh, hurts.
And then
20.
what's the range on this? 60 feet, huh? Alexei's 20 feet away. Okay. Alexei,
Yes.
make a charisma saving throw.
Stay within 10 feet?
No, because
I-
you had to move 20 feet to get up to the enemies. So
Yeah. Brad, I hate to say it, but roll another d20. I used reckless on him. I'm just.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might crit, might crit.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
That's fine.
All right. So Alexei, you take
66 psychic damage.
Deal.
30 points of psychic damage, and because it used its super special one, you
Super Saiyan.
all of a sudden you feel your bones begin to sort of like ache, and your body like begins to twist and deform, and you are now sort of finding yourself magically deformed. And so long as you are, you have your speed is halved. You have disadvantage on ability checks, saving throws, and attacks that are based on strength or dexterity.
Cool. I'm also
Congratulations, you're a
down,
cripple.
guys.
Yeah.
I think we found out what happened to those dwarves.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be a dead cripple, James?
So roll a death save.
Jennifer. It was Jennifer and Vevenbird all the way around.
Yeah.
All right, Lucas.
Saving pixies.
How far away are these fuckers?
You gotta be conscious to call for the pixies to save you.
How far away are these
So
guys?
you were 20 feet from them. You ran 30, so they're 50 feet away.
50? Alright, I'm gonna stay here then. That way that I can still see things. Hex the giant.
Okay.
Am I correct? Disadvantage, yes. 15 and 17.
A 15. Okay, yes, those will both hit.
What is disadvantage?
I have exhaustion.
Yeah, but that's only ability checks at first level, isn't it?
Is
Or is it
it's
attack
not
as well?
attack?
Isn't it? Or is it attack as well?
James's screen. James got a blue screen.
F.
F.
Um,
Deformity.
yeah, no, it's not. At the first level, it doesn't give you disadvantage on attacks. I mean, it won't matter because you hit either way
Oh.
on these ones, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Unless one of them was a crit. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
But they both hit, yeah. First one
So
hits for
it's-
15, second one hits for 17. So 32. Wait, no.
No.
Sorry. Sorry, I looked at the 5 in the maddening hex. It hits for, I think it's 28.
So he takes 11 and 4,
29.
so 15, and then 12 and 2. So 15 and 14. It's 29.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
And then my shade is going to give the bad touch to the Durgar next to it. For 13.
All right, that. This kills the dwarf.
Ah, cool.
Awesome. And then it's going to back up and stand right up next to Alquill, a little bit behind the side.
Well, that's good because I'm about to run from it.
You've seen these things before.
Yes, but I'm not in melee range of anyone right now.
I know, I just wanted it away from everything at the moment.
Yeah.
Alquell.
All right. Activate once per encounter ability for what's his face, Briork.
Activate. Mike,
This-
activate Hero Shield.
Zephyr Strike. Walking speed increased by 10 feet. Don't attack, provoke attacks of opportunities, and additional attack on this action turn. And I will run underneath this giant because it's a huge creature, up to this Dwargar, and I'm gonna attack it. It's paralyzed, so I have advantage. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
Miss.
15. Miss.
Bounces off its armor. I mean,
Crit.
you would have crit anyways, but there you go. You get
That's-
you get an actual crit.
Yep.
So that's
Normal crits.
17.
Yep. And the last attack. 17.
Misses. Bounces off his armor.
Fuck. Well, I tried.
All right.
That's what matters.
So he basically at the end of his turn just gets to save again against the hold person
DC 16.
with advantage. Nope.
He's not doing very well, is he?
Nice. Value.
All right, Nibby.
All right. Distance.
You're about
Okay.
50 feet away.
I'll move 20 feet forward. And I'll throw a produce flame at the giant.
Okay. 16 hits. 6 fire damage.
6 fire damage. And I'll use my bonus action to healing word. Alexei. I suppose I can't really see her, maybe?
I'm here.
No, I mean you can. Well, yeah, I guess. Well, yeah.
I
'cause-
lost all my tabs.
Oh, wait,
okay,
exactly, maybe?
20. Yeah, I think you basically barely see her on the fringes of the.
I
the
can see
light.
her foot.
Can't you just go into
Yeah.
history and restore session, James?
It's not fair. It, like, wiped all this shit. It sucks. 4.
Okay, so let's say it's conscious again.
You're back up, James.
Cool, I'm deformed.
Yes, you are.
You're alive in the form.
All right. Anything else, Nibby?
No, I used my movement.
All right. So, you see a shimmering in the air in front of you, Nibby.
Stalker. It's a ninja.
As this Dwergar with his sort of psionic soul blades comes out of his invisibility cloak and attacks you.
Okay.
He has advantage.
This might hurt.
Yeah, and it's
So you take 7. It's also because he has advantage, going to deal an additional 6. So you take 13 points of force damage. And then it also no, actually. So that's his first attack. Then he's going to use his bonus action, and basically lay Hunter's Mark on you. And then he's going to attack again, this time without advantage. That's 17.
hits.
Okay, so you take 6, and then from the Hunter's Mark you take an additional 5.
11.
He's still under the effects of jump, so he has a jump distance of a fucking heck of a lot. And then he's just gonna walk away from you and go leaping over here. Wow.
Can I make an unarmed?
Hey, you could try, yeah.
Best case, you break his concentration.
-1. Do I hit?
Oh, Grakthar.
Huh?
It's your turn.
You. I'll run around this guy. Just
Oh, right. Make 2 concentration checks for hold person.
okay. Now I was wondering if you were with me. Holy shit.
Is that Constitution or?
Yeah, it's a
Yes,
Constitution save.
saving throw.
DC 10.
DC 10.
All right, there it goes.
Roll
Oh,
on
wait, I can have this. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you look
Actually,
lucky.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, you do. You
He
do
remembered
both
it. He remembered it. All right.
Yay!
What about the attack
Barely.
roll?
Who cares about the attack? It's not even gonna do damage. He has a negative strength modifier.
They can make minimum damage of 1.
Oh no,
Yes, it is.
no.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to this guy, and I hate myself. Reckless attack, slam into this guy, just shredding the shit out of it.
Out of who? The giant or the...
You don't. You don't need to use reckless if because he's
No,
you
you-
advantage against him. He's
Yeah, you already have advantage
paralyzed.
against him,
Okay, then I don't use reckless.
but you
Then
automatically
there's
crit
still
if you hit him.
advantage. They crit if I hit him.
Yes, he's paralyzed.
Nice. Okay, do I hit him on the first one?
You're attacking the Dwergar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go with the first one. Okay, that's and 2 seconds.
2d12.
1d12 more.
You're a half orc.
Yeah.
One
yeah,
day my sheet will load in.
And another 10 damage on the first attack.
So 30 damage on the first one.
All right, he dies. You just lop off his head.
Then reckless the other one.
Yes. And I have another one. Hi. I'm a half orc. Oh man.
That misses.
A 1 and a 3. That's shit. But 28.
The
Does
19.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
28 damage on
28.
the one.
Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it attacks you.
Protection.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. Canceled out the thing, so
Advantage.
12 will miss you.
Oh, it misses.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, make the charisma save. You're doing the most damage, so
Why
you
me?
you get everything.
You get plus
Yeah.
4.
Plus 4 to this one then. 18.
18.
Yep. So you take 14.
12. If I wouldn't have saved, it was exactly my health.
All right, Alexei, you are prone amidst the rubble. However, you are breathing. You are horribly, horribly in pain, though, as your physical deformities have manifested.
Unfortunately, the pixie curse has meant I cannot access mine sheet.
Yep. GG. What do you want to do?
Do a
Funny
firebolt,
thing,
you know what that is.
funny thing, I can't close it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay.
There's only a
big
giant
guy.
left.
Is he the one that's paralyzed?
Oh wait,
No.
there's
He's dead.
there's also a dwarf there. There's also a dwarf on Lucas.
Which one's paralyzed?
That's dead.
No one.
No one is. He's dead.
Okay, wait. Oh shit! Everything's synced up. Everything's synced up. Okay. I'm gonna
We
fireball.
are a go.
All right.
Use and repeat, we are a go.
Well, I'll just attack the one next to Lucas.
Okay.
Behold the firebolt.
Hits. 5.
2 and 3. Nice.
Any movement or anything you want to do?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Lucas.
My ghost comes screeching towards this thing for 12 necrotic damage at a 17 to
Shut
hit.
up, Far.
That was not me, the second one.
Okay.
I'm
It
assuming
hits.
that hits.
Does, yep. He's still up.
Alright, I'm going to step back, give him the opportunity attack
Okay.
on me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Crit.
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 I still have a spell slot to fucking. Ooh.
But crits are auto hit. It doesn't matter how.
True, yeah, good point. That hit for, what is that, 4, or does it get
Yeah.
bonus on it?
No, because you're not the hunter's mark. You're not. It doesn't have advantage, so it's just
Alright,
4.
I'm gonna use a spell slot to Hellish Rebuke it.
Okay.
What is that? Is that a reaction?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
reaction.
okay, so I still got my attack. That did not cast it at the higher level.
I mean, it doesn't matter. he has
Oh,
one.
yeah, it doesn't-
Yeah,
I still wanna know,
he has
so
1
does-
HP left.
2d10.
Then we could have killed him.
No, you can't. Have you actually looked at the? Look at it. I'll link it to you right now.
Okay.
What's this
Here's
dispute?
here's the text of unarmed strike. Where does it say minimum of 1 there?
I swear it said minimum 1.
I'm going to shoot for more.
I think that's just a home rule that we have for.
All right, Lucas. What do you do with your action?
Fomorian Giant Pew Pew 2. So 10, 12, 24, 26 damage.
Man. All right. Elquil.
Oh right. Sorry.
Actually, I still have my bonus action, don't I?
Yes.
Bonus action, Maddening Hex. He takes another 5 damage.
Okay.
That's the only one who can psychic damage, bitch.
All
The
right.
only one that does good psychic damage, though.
Yeah.
I'll look at the Fomorian and say like, in giant, speak to him, and say yes, like, you're one ugly son of a bitch, but we'll put you out of your misery.
Wow.
And then I will.
You can't say that.
He has feelings.
Yes, that is the point. To hurt him. Attack him.
You know what also hurts? Swords.
How many feely damages did you do? Can
Who knows?
you stop? Can you stop getting like 10, please?
All right. First attack.
It's damaged. It has a -1 to it.
We need to give you a good weapon, Thor. I've said it before. I'm buying you a weapon.
Well, I'm buying a weapon to loan it to you.
Nibby.
Don't worry, I'll craft my own weapon. I'm a blacksmith now.
Is that what you call
We're gonna
yourself?
get that downtime.
What are you saying? What did you say, Zach?
I said we're not gonna get enough downtime for that.
Ooh!
Nice.
Kabloosh!
Sploosh.
That definitely hits.
Wind Waker.
Kaboom!
Okay.
I'm frantically like looking for our player's handbook right now.
Gregnar.
I was like, God, prove him wrong, that fucking bastard.
He can't be right. That can't be. I swear.
So it's dead, right?
The Soul Blade is.
No. The man Morton just fucking crit on.
I mean, it might be. What does that do? 19, 14, 7.
What is that? That's 39 damage? No, 31.
Yeah. It is dead. And with it, any hope you had of knowing where you are.
Yay, crit crew.
All right. And with that, you have defeated all of this little patrol. So looking over now, you can see, yes, there are the bodies of the 4 Dwergar. There is the that were armored. There is the body of the unarmored one, and then there's the body of this giant. And you notice now that you're kind of like looking over, this giant is wearing what appear to be like just random bits and bobs of like mismatched jewelry. That appear to be of like a dwarven make.
I do the looty thing, Brad. You know how it goes.
Okay. So you find, we'll just say you find like jewelry. I'm not gonna
Equal X amount of gold.
equal to like, we'll say you find like 300 gold of like random jewelry. None of it individually is very well made. Very good, but they're sort of.
How? What kind of weapons do the Dwargar have, and are they still giant?
No, they shrink down with them. So they have what are called king's knives. They're basically like serrated short swords. They have a couple of javelins on them. And then the other dwarf doesn't have any weapons. He just manifested soul blades with his mind.
Oh. Short swords. Nah. Cool.
At the death of this giant, does Alex turn back to normal?
No.
Can I make an Arcana check or anything to see, like, all right, how the fuck do we fix it? Because now that we know, like, what's wrong, clearly what happened to these fucks happened to Alexei as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna medicine check Alexei.
I'll aid. Or actually, I'll do it.
I can aid you.
Okay. Go ahead and make your medicine check. Lucas, you can roll Arcana.
Because if I remember correctly from looking at your medicine earlier, you have a better.
Can Alexei give
I
me
rolled 7 and a
advantage?
5.
Yeah.
Can Alexei assist me and give me advantage? Which
I'll
I
say-
think would just even out my roll.
I don't really
since
know.
have disadvantage.
Yeah, I think it would be. Thing is, I don't really know how she would like help you with this.
Alright.
Yeah. This
So
is just
I do have
this
disadvantage
is just
though, right?
you
'Cause
kind
of
of
exhaustion?
putting. Yeah, you would have exhausted at disadvantage. 15. So with your medical examination of her, like obviously you can see she's suffering from a lot of the same symptoms of the dwarves, although obviously like her mind is still okay. Obviously whatever happened to the dwarves that like addled their mind is something like beyond this. Lucas, I mean, it's obviously whatever happened there was some sort of like magic or something, but it's not. You've never heard of magic like this.
Mhm.
maybe it's some sort of like powerful curse or something. But as far as like fixing it, you have no idea. You've never encountered anything like this before.
All right.
Right. Well, shit.
Well, sorry, Alexa, you're stuck like that.
Yes, well, of course we your mind is still your own, right?
James says
James is in there. He went to go fucking do something.
God.
Yeah.
But I'm
This is-
assuming she'll answer yes.
you can see that the whole time the dwarves have just been continuing to like mine deeper into the caves.
I'm just hoping like Alexei's just like mine, gotta find
Mine,
gold,
mine,
gotta find
gotta
gold.
find the gold.
Mine. Right. She's physically fit. Well, other than the deformities. With the exception of like the deformity, she is fine. Everyone is fine. This is fine. How are you?
We count this as a victory.
Counts as a victory. Yes, indeed, it do. Bum. All right. Let's have a look further. Should we have a rest? What do you guys think?
Perhaps we should like, I don't know, scout out that tunnel they just came from to make sure there's no one else coming.
Good idea. Someone do that. Guess it was armor. Clank, clank.
I'll go do it. I don't
All
know,
right.
unless maybe he can transform into another spider.
I
Or
could.
I can do it
I'm
as well.
I'm just walking back and just sitting down for a bit. Right.
I'm falling asleep.
Come back if you if you get in trouble. If you can't come back, just yell out. I'll come.
All right,
help
I'll
you.
stealth up a little bit then, Brad, and I have advantage, which evens out.
Okay. Yeah, you like sneak up to the edge, looking down like there's nobody immediately visible.
I mean, I go down a bit.
Okay. Yeah, you go
How
down.
long is this?
So it seems to basically like once it gets here, it like spirals down maybe about like 50 to 60 feet. And then there's like a couple of like rock bridges that like lead off, and then it keeps going down. Like it keeps going down like pretty far.
Well, I'll go down to that first set of like rock bridges and just keep a lookout, see if anyone's like any sound, anything.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
That is at
Disadvantage. Yep.
disadvantage.
Nope. If there was anything to be heard, it's like overrun by the just natural sounds of the cave, right? You hear like the dripping of water and kind of like the squeaking of bats in the darkness.
Okay. Then I'll just head back up and like, didn't see anybody, didn't hear anybody. You just go down that spiral there, and it just keeps going down with some offshoots of some stone bridges.
Right. Well, should we take a moment to rest and then keep going?
Sounds like a good idea.
All right.
Yeah, Rear says, while you guys are resting, I'll go see if I can figure out which way goes out of this place. Like I said, Gonalgrim's got to be around here somewhere.
Sounds good. Says, if anything happens or you're attacked or something, just scream out. I'll come running as quickly as possible.
And just sort of like nods. And begins to make his way down to scout out, see if he can find the way forward. All right, so you guys are settling down for a short rest then?
Yep.
All right. Let me see here. Let us see if you get through the rest without anything happening. All right, yeah. So you guys spend the hour sitting around resting, and at least for the time being, nothing comes to disturb you. You're just kind of resting there, listening to the rhythmic sound of pickaxes hitting stone and the dwarves kind of mumbling to themselves.
Hmm. And we get the short rest.
Does my ghost get hit die? I mean, I know the sheet has hit die, but can it spend them?
I mean, I don't see why not.
So it can?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just making sure.
it's a creature.
All right, I have gotten my Channel Divinity back, and that's basically it. I don't have any hit dice to spend, so
I got nothing.
nice.
I feel slightly rested.
I'll roll the last 2 of that.
So it gets 11,
Plus
10, so
there you go,
21.
better
So
roll.
it's full, right?
It's
up
back
to
at full
25
now.
Wow, 2-1-2. Amazing.
Nice. 10 out of 10.
Okay, I guess we're spending everything then.
I don't have much to offer.
Okay, my sheet doesn't automatically remove
back.
things
Nope.
anymore.
It's not going to
things
anymore.
the things have been removed. We have a short rest now, James.
Excellent. I can spend all of those non-hit dice that I have.
4.
Do you have a arcane recovery?
I do. Can use that at least.
Mm.
All right. So the hour passes as you guys take your rest. And at the end of the hour,
So, does my specter remember everything it knew in life?
unless the ability specifically says you create a specter that remembers everything that I knew in life, no.
Okay.
Like you're basically just like stealing their spirit to like use. It doesn't keep their memory or anything like that.
So none of you have hit dice to spend?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, I didn't take that much damage.
No.
I always seem to take a shit ton of damage, so.
Okay, here's for Gregnar.
Don't need to give me any.
Ooh, thank you.
Man, can I get one like that?
What did I roll? 3, 1, 1. No, 2. I don't know. Not one quite like that, but you can have some.
You got
Here.
285 on the one that.
That's for you. And I have exactly one of each spell slots left. So we're fucked.
Yeah. So
one steps back.
you guys spend the hour and take a short rest, and at the end of it, Briark comes returning back up the kind of like spiral that leads down. And he says, "All right, I think I have an idea where we're at."
All right.
And he says, "Down below, I saw some stonework. Looked not natural, built, old stuff." He says, "I think that leads to the way that we need to go. I mean, can't say for certain, but it's better than nothing."
Indeed. All right.
Said he kind of like looks around. He's like, "I said, really don't want to. Are we just gonna leave these guys here?"
Do you think Gauntlegrim is close?
And he says, with how long we've been walking, I mean, it can't be that far.
Just think about, like, just holding one makes them try to fight it, like dragging them with us. They're gonna fight it and then they're gonna make sound.
My suggestion: we make our way to Gauntlegrim. If Bruno and the Battlehammer clan are there, we can inform them of what this is and potentially lead them back here for a rescue mission.
Because I'm not in much shape to fight more than another battle.
See. It's like looking around, like you see how they're acting. It's gonna be hard for us to get them back with us, as we are. I think it's better if we make it to Gauntlegrim, inform the dwarves, and then lead back a bigger force for a rescue operation.
He says, yeah, he sort of like nods again, kind of like looking over these dwarfs, and he's like, aye, that makes sense. It's just that when I find these sodding dirt eaters that did this, I'll kill every last one of them.
And nods. So I understand how you feel. Says, it doesn't sit well with me either to leave them like this, but right now we have no other choice.
Ow!
Right, follow me.
Yeah.
I think it's
I'll
leading.
also grab like Alexei and like help her walk, carry her if I have to. I'm
This
not
is
sure how.
excruciating.
Yeah, Alexei's like one of her legs has kind of been like twisted, and she's like walking like half speed or whatever, hunched
Okay,
over.
I'm gonna pick her up.
Yeah,
So you just
I'm gonna help on Order's side.
pick her up. Yeah. So you guys like carry her, begin walking.
Yep.
And yeah. So he leads you down this sort of spiral over one of the bridges and like through a network of caves, and it's like another 30 minutes or so before you notice that the natural cave gives way to something a little bit more worked. You can see there are wooden braces at sort of even points throughout, and evidence of old, like rusted, discarded mining tools. And you realize that you've like basically like wandered into an old mine of some sort, long since abandoned, and as you reach the end of it, you come out into this like massive sort of open cavern area, and you can see on the far side of this cavern a set of massive double stone doors carved with the images of like dwarven kings on their front. Each of them sort of like holding a battle axe and like looking at each other from either side of this door. And there are also sort of like to the outskirts of this area a number of these sort of statues of similarly sort of like regal looking dwarves. And as you sort of like enter into the cavern, you hear a voice that says, "Stop right there. What business do you have here in Gottogrim?" And I think we will end things off there for today and pick it up next time.
30 minutes. Just a 30-minute walk away. Jesus.
We were very close.
Yeah, we were very close. But it's also like there's 30 minutes away from Gontlegrim. There is this like mining operations going on.
I mean,
Status.
it's a very twisting network of caves.
Yeah, I know. It's just like the fucking audacity. It's more like.
Right, so then next week we will pick things off here. James, you shall be in charge of the recap.
Oh God. You should bet.
And yeah, we will